Hi, I'm Tracy Garrison Feinberg. I'm a member of the St. Boniface Parish Council, and I have been a member of the oratory choir at St. Boniface. Hopefully, that is something that will resume in the not so distant future. But today, I'm thrilled to be talking with you as part of our stewardship campaign. We know that these are challenging times. We know that these are difficult times. But we hope that each of you will think about what St. Boniface means to you and the contributions you can make at this time, and do what you can to support the work and the ministries at the Brooklyn Oratory parishes at Assumption and St. Boniface. My own story at St. Boniface comes out of a search for a church home. Now, I'm a cradle Catholic. My parents baptized me a Catholic and raised me a Catholic. Not my choice then, but has been my choice since, to seek out church homes in the communities in which I lived, to remain a Catholic even when it has been challenging, to remain a Catholic as a woman, as a Black woman, who could make other choices. But the Catholic Church as a whole has continued to call me home, and a lot of it has been because of the communities I have found along the way. So it was about 2010, 2011, when I left a parish in Manhattan that had been my church home, my spiritual home, my musical home for about a decade. And I was broken and I was lost. I hadn't wanted to leave. There were issues with leadership at this particular parish that had made it no longer feel like home for me and a number of my friends. And I took about a year looking in Brooklyn for another community, but also realizing that this might be one of those turning points in my life as a Catholic, and maybe it was time to step away from the church for a bit. But I was introduced to St. Boniface by Marie Bresnahan, who has since become a good friend. And she told me about this gym in downtown Brooklyn. And I was stunned that I had had no idea that it was here. So I came, and I came back. And over a period of months, started to feel like I was healing, like I could stay. This was also during one of the times where news from Europe and in the US about the sexual abuse scandal and how leadership in parishes and worldwide was responding or not responding to the crisis. And I remember it was a Palm Sunday, and I can't even remember right now exactly what the news was, but I knew it felt like a last straw for me. I was very disappointed with what I was hearing from the Vatican. I was very disappointed what I was hearing from some church leaders in response to people crying out for help, crying out for compassion. And I walked into St. Boniface that Sunday, it was Palm Sunday, broken and hurt and frustrated. Father Dennis was saying Mass that day, and during the homily, it became very obvious that Father Dennis was also frustrated and angry. He was speaking for a lot of us that day when he talked honestly about his growing frustration with the way that the Catholic Church was being perceived, with the management or mismanagement in some places of the crisis. But he reminded us on that Sunday that the church has never been about just the Pope or the cardinals or the bishops or even the priests. That the church is us. We are the church. And sitting there listening to Father Dennis, it reminded me that I am the church. And I knew that St. Boniface would be my church home. I still remain a proud member of this community. I know I'm going to do what I can during this campaign to continue to support a community that I have grown to love, a place where we are encouraged as a community to think deeply and to question, in communion with the clergy that thinks deeply and questions. And at the end of the day, asks us all to remember that we are the church and that the greatest commandment is love. Please give what you can. Thank you, and I hope to see many of you soon in person.